I'm here at ACS in Rayong, who are the world manufacturers of shark safety helmets. Come inside for a fascinating tour of how this state-of-the-art headwear is put together. As you can see, I'm in dire need of an upgrade myself. That should fit.
Welcome to ACS, the Shark subsidiary in Thailand.
3 hours from Bangkok on the eastern seaboard, Advanced Composite Systems is a subsidiary of Shark Thailand. The company was founded originally in France in 1986 and has 5,000 sales outlets worldwide. Made right here in Rayong, Thailand and distributed throughout the world, you will be in for a surprise as to the lengths and science behind just what goes into producing each and every helmet. Knew I should have worn my helmet. The EPS or expanded polystyrene room is where the all-important cushion components are produced, which absorb any impact which may occur. Starting from this substance, which looks like sugar, it is heated to form these polystyrene bubbles and then moulded, each piece weighed to ensure the correct density. Both black and white foam are used, or from raw products sourced locally. Worth noting, should a helmet ever be put to the test, i.e. in a collision, and have done its job protecting the head, despite looking fine from the outside, it is recommended the helmet be replaced, as the EPS inside will have already been reduced and will not be as effective again. Each helmet comes with a 5-year warranty should any of the components be off, and replacement parts are readily available. Off to the cutting room. This water jet station, one of two here, blasts out precise 60,000 psi bursts of water, making it an extremely effective way of cutting as computer programmed. Each helmet made of a composite of Kevlar, carbon and fiberglass is then weighed and checked before going on to the next stage. Sanded before being painted and clear coated, they then end up here in the Decal Room. So this is definitely one of the most important rooms in the whole factory, the Decal Room or the branding room. This is where each and every helmet is made identifiable by hand as a shark. So after being removed from the pre-drying oven, this clear plastic film layer is removed right down to the little nitty-gritty creases in the helmet, making sure that absolutely no trace of the plastic film is remaining. Before the helmets leave this room, a further QC test needs to be passed.
For Shark, we have a few very famous riders we sponsor. Of course, MotoGP, everybody knows Lorenzo. Lorenzo, I can show you, so it's not his helmet, but what you have to understand, when we have some rider like this, of course, after the fans, they want to have what we call replica. They want to have the same helmet as their idol they have. So here you have an example for the second time world champion in Moto2, Johan Zarco. So that is a replica of his helmet. It's exactly the helmet he had during this season. So that is not the helmet for Zarco, but we do also here for him. But that is the helmet we do for everybody who wants to have the same helmet as Johan Zarco. Another example, just over there, is a famous helmet for Jorge Lorenzo. Unfortunately, he will not be a world champion this year, but okay, he's quite well placed, but he was last year. So is the helmet he was wearing this year and produced by Shark. And you have to know also all the helmet for all these big champion. Of course, they wear the high-class helmet, so not plastic helmet, of course, so they are carbon helmet. And both of them are produced here in this factory in Thailand.
Wow.
And it's also here we are doing the replica for everybody who wants to have the same helmet as their idol.
And they're distributed worldwide, those
And
ones?
they're distributed worldwide, yes.
Here is where the fabric and foam are combined in the soft check fabric room. All of the various shapes and sizes are first cut to shape, then sewn together under the lean manufacturing system. Again, this process can only be done by hand. Along with the rubber seal assembly, there is even a metal detector, ensuring no sharp objects end up inside the helmet. Another unique aspect of this particular factory is that all of its testing is done here on site in its own testing laboratory.
So he's a big expert in the quality and manufacturing helmet, working here for nearly 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So he's really an expert in a Shark group. One of the most important part also in our process is the laboratory. In this laboratory, we are conducting all the different tests according to the different regulation and regulation, I would say, because of course our helmet should get homologation for the different standards all over the world. What is very important, one of the parameters is to measure the, let's say, the deceleration, because when you get an accident, so you are stopped quite immediately, and the problem is the damages you can have to your brain if you get a too fast deceleration and your brain can hit the skull. So we have some standard, of course, so I will not go into deep detail, but we have standard. So you can see, so here what we are doing, we crash the helmet on one kind of anvil. Inside the helmet we have a sensor, and this sensor record, so our quality manager maybe can show you. So we measure this, and after we see pass or not pass.
Another all-important component of the helmet, of course, is the visor. In this room, various tests are conducted, measuring a vast number of tints and lighting conditions so as to ensure the perfect combination of tint in as many foreseeable weather and lighting conditions as possible is achieved. Now time to see how they are finally put together. So right here is where the two individual components come together. The outer shells are combined with the inner safety equipment. For example, there's your shell. Depending what kind of helmet it is, we've got this young man about to walk into frame. He'll match up each helmet with the precise inner component and marry them up together. And this is one of the final stages of the overall process. Glad he knows what he's doing. So we can see we have an outer shell. Obviously the lid will go in first. Then the padding, the protective gear will go in there, and so on and so forth. The cheek part, it's all combined right here. Nearing the end, it's been a long day. And finally, just before being packaged, the scanning process. There are several scanning stages along the way, and here is where each finished helmet is scanned, ensuring exact manufacturing tracking has been recorded. And then finally the packaging. Now I'm pretty excited. Generous management here have kindly given me my very own shark to take home. Let's try it on for size. I reckon that may be some sort of a hint that my head needs to come down a bit in size. I'll put it to good use somehow. I'm not quite sure. Thanks, people at Shark.
So as mentioned, there is a little more to producing a world-class quality bike helmet than one would have first thought. Now all you have to do is enjoy the scenery and take care out there.